Okay, I think we might have done it, guys. I think we might be live for the first time on our new channels.
Yay! Woo!
We did it. I am so excited to have you guys here as we launch our Twitch and YouTube channels. We're going to have a blast hanging out, talking, chilling, all of those things. And we're really excited to have our guests here. If we have any friends hanging out with us, we hope that you jump in, hang out, chill, ask questions. I will do my best to pay attention to what is happening. I cannot guarantee I will be great at this, but we're going to hang out together. And today I'm hanging out with Les and Madeline, and we are talking about Unlife is Good. And we're doing that because these are the two that made that happen, which is super, super fun. I tell you what, let's do a quick intro, and then we'll dig into deeper story stuff. But Les, give me a little bit about who you are.
Name's Les Peters. I live out in Virginia. I've been part of the TTRPG space for a couple of years now. Started, got pulled into a campaign through a Instagram post, and haven't turned back.
Madeline, what about you? How'd you get?
Hi,
I'm
I'm
pointing
Matt.
in the right direction.
We can. Woo. Hi, I'm Madeline of Madeline Illustrated. I am an illustrator based in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been drawing for about 4 years, and I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for basically since I was a teenager. I'm a cleric main.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah. Les, do you have a go-to class?
My last character was a tiefling paladin.
Ooh, okay. I see you. I'm definitely a paladin main.
Hmm.
So that's my go-to. I think partly because that was the first one I ever played, and partly is one I identify the most with. Having like strongly held beliefs and but not like the lawful good kind, more of like the chaotic good. Of the like,
Sure.
hey, this system isn't doing what it's supposed to, blow it up. Which is really fun in a campaign.
It is. It certainly can be.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I'm excited just to hang out and like chat with you guys, and we're going to talk about our product line that we launched, the new apparel brand, Unlife is Good, which is super fun and clever, and that is all from Les's brain, which he has a lot of those things in there, and maybe at some point we will see all of them, because I've heard just a short list of what is in his head, and it is so fun. So Les, give me a little bit about how you got into this, and then also you have a lot of fun with parodies in this space, including lawful goodwill and all those things. So like, tell me a little bit about how that happened.
Well, I was doing a little self-reflection and realized that most of that comes from an enjoyment from a very early age of the quintessential artist Weird Al Yankovic. I've been listening to his music since the 70s, the late 70s, cassettes, LPs, later on, obviously, the other technologies. So I've had this very long-term appreciation for the parody, taking what's known and twisting it a little bit to make it recognizable, but yet completely new. Jumping forward about 10 years, enters in D&D. Never played it as a teenager, wanted to, but read all the available materials, uh, just never found that right group to connect with until 2.5 years ago, where I followed up on an Instagram post by someone who clearly has similar values and connections to the world of parody, the runner of the account, the Gnome Depot, where I entered in as the aforementioned paladin, tiefling paladin Rose, who was trying to keep all of their chaotic neutral friends and work associates from burning down the place, which didn't succeed. Actually, we burned down a few things.
As you do in D&D.
As you do. Well, there were places where burning down things were, well, that was the right thing to do. But, you know, that's a story for another day. From that experience, I started building the Lawful Goodwill store, thinking that these items in the Gnome Depot were so expensive. There were thousands of gold pieces, but adventurers, especially low level adventurers, don't have that kind of coin. They need some place to get secondhand things. So, thus born Lawful Goodwill. And at present, 16 other stores in the strip mall that I've created in my head. Centauri 21 for
Yes.
real estate, Owl State Insurance, Verizon for
Oh
telecommunications,
no.
Knoll Foods Market, as a throwback to the olden days of D&D, Taco Bell,
Whoa.
and
Whoa.
handfuls of others that I'm blanking on at the moment. But all that content just constantly being coming. I'll see a thing, I'm like, that could be a thing for Lawful Goodwill. Or if it's a weapon, it has to go through the Salvation Armory, because Lawful Goodwill's for lawful good things, and stabbing people's not a good thing generally.
True.
But the Salvation Armory, they have no problem selling you weapons. But they're also at a discount price. So it's all still within the realm of trying to get magic items to the consumer at a reasonable cost.
Which is important because sometimes they are absurd.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate the work that you're doing in creating the discount stores. The whole premise is so fun, and like I just love that you've like taken like this one idea and just gone, we're going.
We are going. That's been again a little over 2 years worth of content. Just trying to post something from one store every single day, and just keep repetition, reinforcement, and just moving it forward to a point where it's taken on a life of its own, which brings us here.
How did we get to Unlife is Good?
I actually did a little bit again during this research, found out I thought of the idea for Unlife is Good about 1.5 years ago. I had just made a note in a doc file somewhere and had a few ideas, specifically of the vampire sitting on the beach. That was the key one, which Madeline is lovely in her presentation.
Here, I'll stand a little.
There we go. There it is. Drinking from his blood bank cooler.
Absolutely. So when Chris, you had posted a reach out to creators for ideas, I said, well, it worked perfectly well when I reached out to the Gnome Depot. Let's try this, and we talked, and the rest is, well, recent history.
It went pretty quick, didn't
it? It both went quick and slow. It was very. Time is a weird soup sometimes.
I know what you did there.
I know you know. So I am. There are times I look back and go, what did I do? What is this thing that I've created? And it's sometimes like, well, this is the most logical thing in the world. So it's weird which day comes up, which way the pendulum is sliding. Today, it's the most obvious thing in the world.
I think so too. And like once you like told me the idea, I think you saw my reaction of like, we have to do this. This is so fun. The Life is Good brand is so classic for just like feel good, yes, whatever. And when you combine that with Unlife, it's just perfect.
Exactly.
And then Les, we were chatting and we were like, hey, this is awesome, but we have to do the art right or it's a miss.
Absolutely.
It's an absolute miss. And you and I were like, we could both kind of do it. And we were like, but I know there's better people out there. And then TikTok was like, here you go. And Madeline appeared in my feed like immediately and would not stop showing up. And so I was like, I think I found someone. And I messaged you with the weird pitch of like, how do you like drawing skeletons and zombies?
And I was like, I haven't before, but I will. And I love Dungeons and Dragons. And here we are.
It is so fun how all this came together. I mean, it's just amazing. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Every day I'm shuffling. Got our zombie shuffle. It's so good. I love all of this. So, Madeline, we reached out and you said yes pretty quickly. You had some questions, obviously,
Yeah.
um, but like to the premise, you were all in.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you have a D&D background, but also art. Tell us a little bit of how you got here.
So I have drawn my whole life, and I started really pursuing illustration about 4 or 5 years ago. And my goal with illustration has always, and art has always been whimsy and joy and just the weird and unusual. And you found me, I think, through I did an alphabet series. That's the Monstrous Alphabet series that I made partially as just a fun. I wanted to do alphabets. I was like, I think this will be great. I focus on children's art a lot of the time, and so that builds into that and builds into that portfolio. And it also gave me an opportunity to work on textures in a really fun way. And you reached out to me with the premise, and I love puns. I love jokes. I love things that are silly and goofy and weird. I grew up on like Sandra Boynton as one of my favorite children's authors, and I grew up on the book The King Who Reigned, where it's a whole pun book. It's an illustrated pun book
Now I
that
need to read this.
oh, it's great. The
Yeah.
whole cover is a king and he's reigning. And it's immaculate. It's so great. I don't remember who it's by, but I very vividly remember that book. And so when you reached out to me and talked to me about Les's ideas, and we met, and they were punny and silly and goofy and nerdy and right up my alley, so excited to get involved.
It was just like everything just kind of like kept lining up, and I was like, this is too good. And then we were coming up on like the spooky season, and we were
Mhm.
like, we've got to launch before spooky season. And Madeline was like on it, and you crushed it with your art. I'm so excited about the pieces we launched with. I know that Les has a whole lot more ready ideas ready to go, and we'll get there. But we were
Yeah.
like, we just got to launch with something. We got to get out there.
Oh yeah.
And then I kept thinking, so like my background's in marketing and branding, which is how the whole t-shirt thing started, was as an accident of I made shirts for my group, and then other people wanted those shirts, and then other people were like, can you make our shirts? I was like, I guess. uh, as it does.
As
And
it
I kept processing. I was like, okay, Madeline's making the killer art. We just need a simple logo to go with it. And I was like, Life is Good is known for the circle. And I was
Mhm.
like, we can't do a circle that's too on the nose. And then I finally, one night, just in my head, just went, tombstone. It's got to be a tombstone. Yeah. And here we are, guys. So
Yeah.
that's my artistic contribution, is a really simple graphic with really awesome art from Madeline.
Well, and the graphics so great. I love how clean it
Yeah.
is, and I love
Mm.
that it's that play on the life is good.
Yeah, it needed to. I knew because your art was going to do so much, it had to be just really clean,
Yeah.
and then it could be on anything else.
Yeah.
Because Life is Good is classic for like putting it on every product you can possibly put on things, which that's our goal. How many things can we put it on? I think less even. You've got a blanket behind you. We
I
like
do.
guys. We went for it on like how many things?
Got a
Yeah.
blanket and a water bottle.
Water about you can work out with Never Skip Leg Day skeleton. You can wrap yourself up in a mummy a mummy blanket. We guys, this is so much fun.
We can go to the beach.
There. Oh, you got the bag. Yeah.
Woo!
Heck yeah. So it's just, I think it's just fun to play. And I think that's exactly what you two have brought to this as well, is like, we're going to have fun and see what happens. And like that, it's so much fun to do this like in a trio too. So Madeline, you're the first time I've brought on an artist with a partner. Still the only one so far. So I've partnered with artists and I've partnered with creators. Les was the brain and we needed the art. So we have the trio, and it's worked so great. So like, who knows where this will go? and all those things. But it's just so fun to kind of see how all this happened.
Yeah.
And just a blast. Madeline, I got a question though. You said, I wrote it down because I did not believe you. You've only been doing this for 4 to 5 years.
Yes.
That's wrong. Um,
I've been drawing my whole life, but I didn't really start pursuing this until about 4 or 5 years ago. I actually have a music degree and did that for a while and realized I hated everything about being in music. I didn't like performing or the rehearsals, except I loved being in a practice room and sitting alone and working on stuff. And so I just switched gears and now I sit alone in a room and work on stuff.
See, ironically, that's my nightmare, is sitting in a room where by myself. But I'm an extrovert, and I'm a weird, like, I'm the like extreme extrovert version of like I only get filled when I'm with people. And so like if I've spent a whole day with people, I'm more excited, not tired. And that is not true of my wife, and she is constantly confused by this. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So what was the music? Like, what instruments? All of them? Like,
Voice. I did opera for a while.
what?
Yes. I have a voice performance degree from the University of Southern Mississippi.
Oh,
Okay.
Got through most of that degree and did a lot of shows and realized it was not what I wanted to do and shifted gears a few times before I finally landed on art.
That's so fun. So like always a creative, but you need to land on the where.
Yes.
Also, yeah, the how. There you go.
Yes.
But good on you for listening to yourself and like knowing like, okay, this is not it. But opera's fun.
Oh yeah. I still have lots of friends that are in operas and musical theater all over, which is always fun because I know when all the good shows are happening.
Yeah. That's cool. Les, tell me about your opera performances.
Zero, thankfully.
I was about to be really excited. I was like, "Ooh, another opera person."
Go.
Oh no. My singing career ended around age 13 when I fell out of the boys' choir.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Well, it's okay. I had been and continued to be in orchestra through high school, so I still had lots of musical influence through that time. So it wasn't for lack of effort, just not for singing.
Yeah. What did you play?
Viola.
Ooh.
Which is the big violin, is that right?
Or the little cello, depending on how you look at it.
Right,
right in the middle.
It's like the medium.
Exactly.
And then the bass is the XL or the triple X or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Well, so now I feel bad because I didn't do much of any of that growing up. I was in high school choir at my church.
Yeah.
But that was it. And I was not good at it. I can't read music. But we went on trips and that was fun.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So just figuring it out, which is hilarious. So let's dig into some of the designs that we have for this just for fun. And then I have some other questions for us too. But Les, you're currently sporting the mummy.
I am.
So tell me about this idea and where it came from, because it turned out perfect.
Well, I guess to back up one step, I literally took the entire monster manual and Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse and simply listed every undead creature. I just wrote them all out and then thought to myself, okay, how could this creature be portrayed in a more carefree way? And with the mummy, the most obvious thing was that they were using their own wrappings to wrap a present.
And here we are.
It
could be great for Christmas too.
Oh, absolutely.
All the holiday season.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And we also put it on wrapping paper.
I was just about to mention that. It is also on wrapping paper.
Like I said, our goal is to use every possible product somehow in silly ways, and I think we will accomplish this with this series. It's going to be really good.
Silly but appropriate.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. We did not do the zombie one on wrapping paper because that doesn't
No.
make sense.
That would not make sense.
But wrapping all wrapped up mummy, 100%.
Yeah. I neglected to bring the Nightwalker shirt with matching socks, which would also look good on like a like yoga pants.
We can totally do that.
Yeah, I know.
Do we need to do I love that we're live, like figuring out what we should do next. Do we need to do something on the butt?
That's what I was just gonna say. We needed something on the butt there. That was gonna be.
What's like some of their things? Like what could we do that would be? Because there's always things like what is it, Juicy, or like the
Juicy.
name brand or the whatever.
Yeah, they've got Juicy Pink is the one that I think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, what is that? Because that's there's
Well,
an
if you want to
idea
get
for
really
that.
fancy, you've got to bedazzle it. It's got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have bedazzles, you don't have pants on.
Yeah. Putting 2 tombstones on the rear cheeks, that seems a little odd.
It's a little too on the nose. It's like McDonald's arches, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a little out. Putting it in that same category would be simply the word dry. So no,
that's not it.
that's not it either.
That's one of those. It's like it's too on the nose. Like it's got to be off the nose a little bit.
It's got to be just glancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But pants are absolutely something we can do.
Mm-hmm.
We can also do bathing suits, which is something that the system that we have, we've just been able to launch. So we could do the vampire bathing suit somehow.
That could be fun.
Lots of things we can do, which is
Or
hilarious.
board shorts. Board shorts would look cool.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
You could do it like down the side.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool.
Absolutely. I think that would be good. Okay, Madeline, what are you sporting today?
I've got the vampire at the beach.
Yeah.
My Unlife's a beach, and I've got my water bottle that has kind of become my default water bottle. I love it. I have a default water bottle for around the house in general because otherwise I leave cups everywhere. And so I've fixed that by having a fun cup that I always remember. And this has become my default, and it comes with me everywhere. It goes to the gym. It goes to school pickup lines, and
I think it's so fun just like having the skeleton using his legs to never skip leg day. It is not what never skip leg day means.
No.
But it is here. And that's the fun part of all of this, is just playing with it all.
Oh,
Which I think we have done a lot of fun with. We've got the Nightwalker design. Was there one more that I'm missing?
Mummy, zombie,
Zombie.
skeleton, vampire, Nightwalker. That's the 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
I also don't have my Nightwalker design. I have a shirt kicking around here somewhere, but my stepdaughter loves it, and so it's all hers now, and I have no idea where she put it.
Oh, and the hats. Yeah.
Yes.
That looks so good.
Oh yeah, it's again, Chris. It's just a simple, clean design, but gets the point across.
Yeah,
and that's what you want.
Well,
you don't want complex. You don't want to have to think about it. It's just there.
And my hope with that is someone's gonna look at your hat and be like, "I love life is good," and you'll be like, "Well, you should read what it says."
Take another look.
It's not what you think it is, but it's close. It's close.
Yeah.
So, which is just hilarious. Well, and now we're going into spooky season. October is tomorrow, which is a little mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
But maybe we are. I have some just general questions of like, is this our favorite holiday? Do we have another favorite holiday throughout the year? Like, what's our go-to if we were like, this is my holiday? Just curious.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate spooky season. It's, scary, somewhat scary things, and then at the end there's candy. What's not to love?
That's fair. You're almost like getting rewarded for being scared.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
Madeline?
and I love spooky season. I like horror movies, and though I'm kind of a wuss, so I only watch like the artsy ones. Uh, if it gets too scary, I'm like, oh no, never mind, I'm good. Um, so I like very low key horror movies, and I love spooky season. I feel like I love carving pumpkins. I think we're gonna go do like a haunted experience or haunted maze or something this October for funsies. We like dressing up. It's a good time.
Do you have your costume picked out already?
I do not. I do not yet. I have to figure out what I'm gonna be. What about y'all?
I
Do
think
y'all
my
dress up?
toddler has one picked out, but I do not have one yet. So we'll get back to the movie thing. Um, for Halloween, so we live on a hill, and we have like 30 steps to our front door.
Okay.
It's absurd. We're on like a 45-degree hill. So like not a hill, we're on a hill. And during when the pandemic started, everyone was like, well, we don't want to, how do we do trick-or-treating? You don't want to be like right up on somebody because we didn't know what was happening. And I saw someone who had like 2 steps and they had like a little pipe and they were like, just drop the candy down the pipe. I was like, So I went out and bought 50 feet of pipe.
Like you do.
And added a little 45-degree hook at the bottom. And I figured out if you put the candy in like one of the little plastic bags, that if you put it in the pipe and use a leaf blower, you can shoot it out of the pipe up into the air, and then they have to catch it. So now we are known as the Candy Slide House, and it is so fun.
Oh, that's got to be a blast.
I'll have to like take a video of it this year and like post it because it's so much fun. So they just like pile up and they like challenge each other on who can catch it or can they catch it in their bin or whatever. So I have a lot of fun with that. So I'm at the house doing that while they're running around trick-or-treating.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have a shark onesie, and that's sometimes fun. So
That works.
For the old school people of SNL, we can do the land shark joke.
Yeah.
But since they don't come to the door, it doesn't work as well anymore.
Yeah.
Oh well. But we do get more of them because I would notice before we did this, they would get to the hill, look up, and kind of go, no, just gotta keep going. I was like, I get it, I understand. I walk them every day. It's a lot of steps. So,
Chris, you might want to find something more. What's the word I'm looking for? Germanic. And so as they walk, as you see them approaching, you just go, Ricola.
it does actually work really well for that. I have tested it. The other thing I figured out is because they're not coming to the door, I did not know when people were down there. So I found one of the like Bluetooth doorbells.
Yes.
So there's now a pumpkin face that it comes out of. And they press the like ring here for candy, and then I like come out and, like
Love it.
It's now a whole thing. Every year I keep adding more.
Absolutely.
The first year was like, here's the pipe, and now I've painted it, and there's LED lights, and there's like, oh yeah.
Fun.
If I was like crazy into the engineering piece, I would have the LED lights like go with where the candy was, so you could be like, but I haven't gotten there yet.
I don't know how you would do that, but that would be really cool.
Just probably a timing thing. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
That's why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. The challenge with putting sensors inside the tube is that you'd risk having them clog with the candy as it goes by.
Yep, or ripping the
but
bag
you could
or something.
detect it as it goes by. There's light sensors, but there's no light in there. There's a lot of challenges.
I think it would just have to be a like time how long the average takes and kind of do that. But
yeah,
I don't know. Right now it just flashes lights and it's still fun.
Sure.
Okay.
Eventually you'll get to the launch sequence from the Running Man.
There is that. Who is that? Who is
Kitty? Inkadoo. He's stinky. He says hi.
Hello. Depending on which call you're on, I have my dog here. Shalom. She's an old German Shepherd.
Okay, bye.
But thank goodness she's just sleeping right now and not attacking anybody coming to the door. So that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Because you never know. So.
Well, she's a cutie.
Mm-hmm.
She's 13 now, 12, 13.
Oh, my.
Yeah. but like goes for a mile walk with me every morning still and all sorts of stuff. So
Awesome.
you mentioned, Madeline, scary movies.
Yes.
I have a confession.
Okay.
I don't like scary movies.
That's fair.
You probably could have guessed that was coming. But I don't know why. I like comedies. I like the like mystery stuff where you're like solving a puzzle, like an
Ooh, those are
Ocean's 11 type vibe, like that kind of thing. Even Sixth Sense was like right on the edge of like too much for me. But there was like
yeah.
still the mystery part that kept me in. No spoilers. What is the limitation on that? It's been a while. Less.
I think if it's ever released to Betamax.
Okay, fair. That's fair. Yeah. If you could watch it on Laserdisc, you're okay.
Good.
There you go.
Good.
Les, do you like scary movies?
Some. I mean, my tastes generally tend towards the science fiction, and there's certainly a substantial amount of scariness in there.
Oh yeah.
The alien genre is, it's okay, but sometimes I'm like, I'm rooting for the alien. Like, they were just there. All these people showed up, made a mess. What's going on here? Get out of my yard.
I mean, kinda. So do you do like the Doctor Who stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
I've done a lot. My doctor is Pertwee back in the olden days.
Okay.
I came back to it with 9.
Yeah.
But my first was 3.
That's fair. It's hard to pass up once you've seen your Doctor to like, okay, I get that they change every time, but
yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's as long as there's an engaging story and a through line, I'm okay. I'm good with it.
It's one of those shows you can kind of pick up when you want to. It's fun. You can go, oh, I'm going to watch these doctors and not worry about the rest.
Yeah.
That.
Yes.
Which is super fun. That's along the lines of what I will watch. Like, that's not scary. That's like mystery and like adventure and problem solving, and like that's fun. And like you said, good storyline. But yeah, watching. So I played college football. And that included a lot of like being on the bus for like 12 to 14 hours with your teammates.
Yeah.
And this was before you all had perfect movie like on your phone. So the team picked a movie and that's what you watched on the bus. And
oh boy,
most of the time it was scary movies.
Oh, no. And you're trapped on a bus. You can't leave.
Nowhere to go.
So I just got really good earbuds that just blocked it. I was like, all right, I'm just going to sleep.
There you go.
Yeah, because they loved them, and that's fine. Yeah, but no. So I've watched some of them because they were there and I was on the bus for too long. But otherwise, not so much.
Yeah.
So, what about favorite childhood like Halloween costume, or ones that you can remember? Maybe it wasn't your favorite, but you for sure remember it.
Chris, this is going to be challenging because I am of the era of the holes in the plastic mask with the rubber band on the back.
Yes, absolutely.
So I kind of remember a Batman. I kind of remember Superman. It's a little fuzzy given the span of time.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But that would have been probably what I would have went with in the era.
My most memorable one, the one that like really stood out, my mom hand sewed me when I was like 4 a Stella Luna. Did y'all ever read the book Stella Luna? It's a really beautifully illustrated book, and it's about a fruit bat, and she gets like separated from her mom and has to find her, and gets raised by a bunch of birds, and then finds her mom at the end of the story. And it's a really cute story, and it's just gorgeously illustrated, and it was one of my favorite books. And so my mom hand sewed me a Stella Luna costume. And it was like one of the only times she sewed. She does not like to sew. And so that one was that's the one I remember. I have no idea what I dressed up as like for the rest of the time. I'm sure it was fun, but that one I remember.
I hear foreshadowing.
Yes.
The one I remember as a kid was the like fabric pumpkin
Oh
poofy
yeah.
thing that you just stuff with like newspaper. So I remember that one for sure. And a recent one is my wife and I were Charlie Brown and Lucy.
Nice.
And we just walked around with a football, and she would just pull it out for me when I tried to get it. So that was fun. So that's a recent one that I remember that was like, that was good. So
Oh, that's good.
but my kid last year was like a bulldozer. So classic. Good game. Anything with wheels he's in.
Oh
you
yeah.
could don a hard hat and be Bob the Builder.
Ooh, that's easy.
Do I have one already? Probably.
Somewhere in a play bin or something.
Just a big tool belt, just walking around with random tools. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I might have,
I mean,
but he
if
could
all
very
those-
well just completely change his outfit tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens.
100%.
He's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we got all the way there, and then he didn't want to wear it.
Okay.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep. All right. So we talked about getting candy. What is your like top candy that you would get?
Whoppers.
Whoa, that was fast too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
cats. I'm a Kit
Kats?
Kat person. I like crunchy chocolate. Whoppers are good too, but anything Kit Kats and crackles, crunchy chocolate is where it's at.
Wow. So I'm by myself saying Reese's. Any Reese's.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing.
No, those are great.
Reese's are amazing. But there's something about the malted milk in little spheres. It's just like, I don't know. It's just something special about that. Yeah, Reese's. I'll do that. I'll mainline that 724.
I actually prefer the holiday ones that are a pumpkin and a Christmas tree, but they're just blobs.
Oh yeah.
The ratio feels right of the peanut butter to chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's a very delicate balance.
Oh yeah.
It matters. So that's the dad tax when he gets home with those.
Oh
I
yeah.
have to make sure those are okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've got a quality control.
You got
Otherwise, you're just giving your kids candy from strangers.
Yeah, and irresponsible. You have to eat some. That's how it goes.
That's part of the plan.
Did any of you ever get like the toothbrush or anything weird as a kid?
Toothbrush one time. That was the word.
Oh, no, you did get one?
I did. I got it. I think every year one house would do like a toothbrush. And I'm like, this is not the holiday for that. This is fun when the dentist hands it out, but like, I don't want one for Halloween. Thank you.
I'll step in the ring with pencils and erasers.
Was it a teacher?
No, I don't know. I really don't. I don't recall exactly.
Sometimes I wonder if those houses, that's just what they had kicking around. They were like, oh, shoot, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Here.
I remember raisins at one house, and those weren't like, I like raisins, but they weren't Reese's.
Yeah.
So that like, it was like the wrong level of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did get a toothbrush once because they were a dentist who lived on our street.
Oh, that's, at least there's a dentist. That makes sense.
But like, shouldn't they be handing out all the candy so that they get more patients? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Is like, come on, guys.
There's some logic there. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I mean, if you want to grow your clientele, give them all cavities. I think that's how that works.
Okay.
Apparently, they were good dentists who cared about patients.
Lame.
Fair. That's fair. Okay. Haunted houses. Madeline, you said you might be going to something like a corn maze thing.
Yeah, there's a maze in Memphis that we're going to try out, I think, this year. My stepdaughter's a little older, and so Zubu is kind of like too kiddie. She's like, I don't want to go to Zubu, but she likes scary stuff too. So we're going to try that out. But I haven't been to one in like a decade, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know how I'll do.
And your daughter is like a teenager now?
Yeah, she's turning 12 this year. Almost. She's turning 12.
I feel like that's the right age to at least try it and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a 3-year-old, not good.
No, 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 no.
That's just asking for a cry.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think
nah,
that would go well.
No, they're going to be scared. That's
5
not
minutes
what
are
you
out.
really want.
Hmm.
Like, no, that's not an alarm. That's my child. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
they're very loud. Stop doing the chainsaw thing. So-
Les, do you like haunted houses? Do you
Oh,
like?
unfortunately, I'll walk through there and be looking more at the architecture and the lighting rigs. It's like, how did you make this look the way you did versus being brought into the experience? So
Mm.
yeah, not quite the same experience, not quite the same approach.
Do,
That is their intent.
do you do that at escape rooms too?
Oh, they hate me. They Yeah, I'm 3 clues ahead without even knowing there's a thing to be looking at. I'm like, that clock's there, that map's there, this globe is pointing at this. Yeah, those are things.
Yep.
I don't know what they're things for, but they're things, and we have to find the right connection. Yeah, they no joy there. Like, oh, you're done? Okay.
Yep. I love escape rooms. I've started doing them for my birthday where I invite a group of friends who don't know each other.
Ooh.
And so they meet each other in the escape room. And then we do dinner after. So they have to like problem solve with strangers.
That is absolutely an extrovert thing to do, though. That's
Yeah.
here. We're going to throw you in the deep end. Everybody's going to get to know each other, and we're going to have a great time.
And I just sit
Sounds
back and
fun.
watch. But what they don't know is I sort of like Ocean's 11 it a bit and like pick out people who are good at different things.
Fun.
Okay.
So like, it's a real good team. They just don't know it yet.
You've assembled an elite team of specialized individuals.
Jimmy, you're on math. Figure out this puzzle. Sally, what does this art mean? And they just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love escape rooms are so much fun. And that's the like mystery stuff I like. But
Yeah.
like the jump out, like so there's some escape rooms that are like scary escape rooms. So I'm in Nashville and they have some that have actors in the room with you. So it might be like a monster chained to the wall that is trying to get you while you're doing an escape room.
Well, that sounds
And
like
the
a lot.
chains slowly get longer. So they can get further into the room.
That sounds like a lot of pressure. I don't know if.
As if the clock isn't enough. Now
That-
you've got this guy.
So that is not the kind of escape room I like.
No,
Fair.
no.
I'm okay with scary, but I don't want like scary with a timeline.
Yeah,
No pressure.
that's fair. I think that's fair.
Scary, sure. Timeline, sure. Together, no thank you.
Ooh.
All right, so let's shift to like D&D stuff because we
yeah.
touched on it and then we like ran away from it. But we can come back to it because that's part of like what has inspired this whole line of Unlife is good and the products and all the things which are so much fun. What kind of campaigns have you played in? What have you enjoyed? I am still feel like I'm very new to D&D. Like I didn't start playing till I was 37. And I know I feel like I missed out on so much.
Dude. 55.
That's when you started?
That was my first and
Yeah.
only campaign. I've dabbled over the decades. I've done some, go to a convention, oh, we're sitting down to play. 30 minutes later, oh, we're done. Okay, see you later. I'm like, no, next, more. But yeah, first actual campaign at 55.
I love that. So what made you say yes to it?
The fact that I've been stockpiling $500 worth of books that I can't use.
Yeah.
And for some reason, well, okay, for one reason, but not for the intended reason, why do I have 12 sets of dice when I never play? I should play with these dice. But of course, getting that campaign started, of course, I needed more dice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can't use one
To
you
match,
already have.
to match the character. I needed something to match.
I just got into 3D printing and now I'm printing like giant dice.
Ooh, hold on.
Oh, she's got one too.
Well,
So I'll show the magic trick of this one is it's actually a dice holder.
oh, nice. Got little.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, hers
chunky.
is huge.
But mine doesn't open up. Yours like opens. It's
Well,
kinda-
I 3D printed it and I did it small just to kind of see how it would work, but it's like made to like hold dice.
Oh,
So
fun.
it's like very meta. It's a dice that holds dice, which is hilarious and ridiculous, and I love it. So you had books, you had dice,
Yeah.
so it was just a matter of time.
It was a matter of time and just finding the connection, finding some means, because you know, middle-aged dad isn't going out to the places where there's gaming.
Yeah.
Not going out much at all, to be honest. But certainly not in that era. It was, I've been 2022, so right, as COVID's just cresting over, so it's starting to become a thing to go outside again. It was just a random post from this account that I've been following, and I'm like, why not? And that entered in. I think we lasted 4 months. They were running 2 campaigns, and both they did. The DM got stressed out over all the prep and all the just everything going on, and so they kind of they closed. The group that also, everyone else that signed up for that same, responded to that same message, they're still playing. They started another campaign.
Oh, wow.
And they're still going to this day. And I'm like, I'd like to play, but you've got a year's worth of backstory that I don't know. They're like, yeah, that'd be really hard to bring you up to speed.
See,
So I
I
just
would
watched.
say it wouldn't be. I would say just go for it.
I've asked, and they're like, it's a lot. And I'm like, what if you find me, I have like amnesia, so I don't know all the backstory anyway. So I'm just going to learn it. I'm going to learn it as we go. The other challenge with that group, it's like 10 people.
Whoa.
And they will start a session at like 1 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and they're still going at 11.
Oh no, I can't do that. That's
I can't either. I got things to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's life. I'm, you know, they are all of the. Let's just say I don't think any of them can rent a car.
Ah,
That makes more sense.
It
yeah.
makes more sense. It makes more sense.
At that time in your life, you have time. It's
Exactly. They got jobs and they got school but everything, but they also have the ability to say, you know what, I'm doing this, and that's it. Like I don't have that luxury, so I put that energy into my content. I build out more stores. I at one point was thinking, I've got a real estate company with Centauri 21. I've got a renovation company with Troll Brothers. Um, if there's an accident, like a natural disaster or not so natural, you need somebody to clean it up, you bring in Spell Pro with the giant orange and green truck wagons.
And they just use prestidigitation.
Yeah, but that only affects a small area. So it takes skilled practitioners to come in and meld stone and grow wood, et cetera, et cetera. But then I'm like, this all costs money. Yeah, you may have a bag of holding with a few thousand coin in it, but you can't buy a keep for that. And it just dawned on me I needed a banking institution. And I was playing with like the first bank of Farron. I'm like, no, it doesn't quite fit. I'm like, what bank of recent history has been known to be truly evil, most pretty evil, and yet fits the theme of D&D? And that's when I landed with 9 Hells Fargo. 9 Hells Fargo, where the devil is absolutely in the details.
Wow.
And that's what keeps me going for not playing. I just keep making new stores in the strip mall.
yeah.
So at some point, I would love to do company shirts for all this nonsense that's in my head.
I think we can absolutely make that happen.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
There's I'll go to things like MagFest and some of the local Awesome Con, some of the local conventions, and there'll be vendors with like Pokemon themed parody stuff. And I'm like, you're able to do that. I think we can do this. I'm like, That seems reasonable. So yeah,
Yeah, we can
there.
definitely do that.
Oh yeah.
I've got. It's that was the most recent thing I thought of. The one before that was another shirt, another zombie twist. Uh, there was Men at Work. The Land Down Under was on the radio, and the first verse was coming out, saying, I had a head full of zombie, which I later figured out meant they're taking a lot of herbs, and that's okay, depending on your jurisdiction. But wouldn't it be cool to have a cross section of a zombie head with zombies inside? Have a head full of zombie.
That's really good. I mean, it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it tracks.
one, not being in a campaign has allowed your creativity to aim elsewhere.
Yes.
But I'm hearing we need to get you into the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this also.
Yeah,
I want to play. I really do.
Does it need to be in person or online? What is your preference?
The previous experience was oddly enough done over Twitter Spaces back when it was functional, inexpensive,
and Twitter.
And Twitter. Not X.
Yeah. So locality immaterial at this point.
Yeah. Okay. We may put that into the world and get you way too many offers, and you're gonna have to pick.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all have heard about Roll20, but that's how we play. We play on because we have friends. Our D&D friends are all over the place, and so we just Roll20 and we schedule. And
that's great.
Nice.
Yeah, my whole experience outside of is it all? I think all of it is online. So like the group I play with every week, half are like we're in different states.
Okay.
So we like get on a Zoom call and then jump on a virtual tabletop and game it up every Thursday now.
Very nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Is it Thursday yet? Works for us too. That's so fun. Madeline, what about you? You play now?
I play now. We're in a slight hiatus because we play with my brother and his girlfriend and my husband's brother and a couple of friends from Mississippi. And so but we're on a slight hiatus. My brother and his girlfriend have orchestra season. And so they both play violin and are in the middle of orchestra season. And so they're all over the place. And then we've got a couple of other members that just have stuff going on. So we're on a slight hiatus right now. But the longest campaign we did was about a year and a half. And I played a warlock for the first time, which was really fun. I named him Agamemnon out of the Odyssey and the Iliad. And he was my pact with my deity was a recruitment pact where I had to recruit members every session. And so I tried different scam methods every session. And it was the weirdest campaign because I rolled so many nat 20s on my recruitment rolls and I could not hit anything in combat to save my life. Like nothing. And so what would happen is I'd come in and say, hey, I know this Nigerian prince who's gonna make you rich if you will just sign up to worship my deity. And I would roll, and my husband DMs, and so he would be like, okay, roll for it. I don't see this working. And I'd roll a nat 20, and like not only would I grab one person, everybody around would be like, oh, a Nigerian prince with money for me? Excellent. How
can I get on all this? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you were great at MLM and just terrible at battle.
Yes, and I actually did like the MLM thing where I would reach out and be like, hey, girly, I don't know if you've heard about like how well I'm doing running my own business under my deity, but like if you want to sign up, I think we can get you really in there so you can climb the tiers. And and I would nat 20.
And every follower you bring in, you'll get a piece of whatever they bring in, and then
yeah, exactly. And the recruitment was great, but I couldn't hit anything. And at the end of it, my goal was to find my wife, Helen. who I could not find, and who I like had weird memories of, and I thought was dead, but I was trying to get her back. And at the end, I found her, and it turned out my deity was looped in and was the big bad, and so I betrayed my whole team. But I couldn't hit anything, so I died. That was the end of that campain.
But
But
let this be a lesson to everyone who does MLMs, right? No, just
it doesn't pay off.
kidding. Just kidding.
Oh no! And now, Madeline, you just kicked off another storm.
Oh no!
I was hoping it would.
You could do like a Lululemon twist or something.
But unless it could be a call center.
Oh.
I
did do. We're trying to reach you about your wagon's extended insurance.
Yeah.
That was.
What's in mind at the moment is Amfae. Like Amway.
Yes.
But
Fae.
AMFAE. Yeah.
I mean, what that does. Fae has the whimsy and the weird, and like it kind of works.
Oh yeah. And weird packs. Weird promises. Oh yeah.
Oh, the promises. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I've got. Oh, that's no. I've got plenty on my virtual plate at the moment.
You're so funny. I love it. Well, and just like the document we have from you just for Unlife, I was like, guys, he has so many more of these documents. Just all of them, all the ideas. We will slowly make them all happen, and that's the goal, which is going to be a lot of fun. But we're just having a blast hanging out. I really appreciate you guys chilling with me, trying out the new experiment of how we go live.
Yeah.
Nothing broke, I don't think. It says we're still live.
So
it does on air on my screen.
Yeah. Does it say it? All right. Yeah. Yeah, and I've got YouTube and Twitch pulled up, and they both say we've been live. So that's good. I think we're doing it, guys. And eventually my platforms will grow. And then when we do this, people will be on here and like chatter with us. But like I said, you're the first. We're trying it. I did record it. We can use it for other things, which will be fun too. But we're here promoting Unlife is Good. So let's give us one more big pitch as if you're selling us. We've come to your house because you've got a whole line of products you want us to invest in. Give us your best pitch.
Have you ever thought that the undead get a bad rap? They're just trying. They didn't ask to die. They didn't ask to be recreated in some twisted form of their original selves. But that doesn't mean they don't have value. Doesn't mean they don't have worth. And what better worth than an amazing shirt depicting a skeleton just trying to work out, build those muscles back because they have none. Or, your local vampire who just wants to put his toes in the sand without bursting to flame.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. So come on down to unlifeisgood.com and show them a little love or unlove. That's fine too.
That was so good.
That was excellent.
It's almost like you had it written down somewhere. It's just there, man. I don't know how you do that. I put you on the spot.
I want a lot of improv.
Is that what it is? Okay, because that was I for real gave you a prompt and said go.
I am a double level introvert.
Ah.
I am like on the spectrum introvert. So this is all just playing back pieces and parts that I've picked up over the years into some hopefully cohesive product. So let's hope.
I mean, you nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I literally was like, put you on the spot, and you just ran with it, and it was good. Like, all we need now is just the logo to come across and call this 1-800 number. There it is. Nailed it. Slow.
Perfect.
Yep, love it. Nailed it. And scene. We did it.
Woo.
Okay. I want to give you guys time to promote what you're up to beyond Unlife is Good, just so people know what's going on. Madeline, I'm going to start with you. I don't know why I keep pointing, because every camera I look at is pointing in a different direction. So I'm going to point up, because that actually makes sense on one of them. uh, what are you up to? What can people like do to find you, but also like get some of your cool art? What's going on? How do we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find all of my artwork at my website, MadelineIllustrated.com. It's spelled like the cookie Madeline's. That's how that's spelled. And I'm at Madeline Illustrated all over social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. I've got a few projects I'm going to be working on in soon. I'm doing a few new alphabets. I'm doing a dinosaur alphabet, and I'm going to be doing a floral alphabet.
Oh, nice.
So those will be coming sometime in the next 6 months ish. And I have a book out. Whoop.
Product show.
Uh-huh. I have a book out. It's The Little Boy Who Followed the Light, written by J.R. Evans and illustrated by me. It's on Barnes and Noble and on Amazon. Basically, anywhere online books are sold. And other than that, in the nerdy spectrum, I'm working on. I've got a dragon series I'm working on.
Ooh.
Whoa. Hold it a little
autumnal.
bit to your left. I think it's your left. Yep, there you
There
go.
we go.
Nailed it. Whoa.
These autumnal, and these are all colored pencil, just like the designs for Unlife is Good.
So forgot to ask. That's the medium you love the most. Is that like the only medium that you do everything in? Is color pencil?
That's currently the medium I do most of my stuff in. I'm working a little in digital. Like this is a little bit digitalized, like the background is. I didn't do the background in colored pencil. But I do a little bit of digital. I do a lot of colored pencil. And I'm trying to branch into some more like pen and ink.
Mm.
Very cool. Nice. All right, Les, how can people find you? What are you up to?
The easiest way to find me would be under Lawful Goodwill, one word. I cross post everything from for Unlife is Good there, along with all my store content, D&D content. The thing probably the next thing on top of the Unlife is Good stuff, I'm trying to put together enough content to make a deck of spell cards. The key being that all the spells have had one letter of the original spell name changed with correction fluid.
Ooh.
Whoa.
So let's see. There's one that's extremely popular, but I won't talk about it here. The one that's second popular is the spell Chromatic Orc, which is a twist on Chromatic Orb. It's cast on orcs or half orcs, and it gives them the same powers as the Chromatic Orb spell.
Whoa.
So yeah, that was another confluence of material from the Gnome Depot campaign. They had a corrective fluid magic item, and I have the ability to write in Python and read a dictionary. So I got all the spell names, ran them through a program, and changed one letter in every word. And if that change still made English words, there's a new spell name.
Oh, that's fun.
Whoa.
So there's a couple hundred of those. I'm hoping to curate that down to a tight 52 and then make a deck of cards out of it.
My mind is always blown by how many ideas you have. And they're good. They're good ideas. They're not like, Les, I don't know about that one. Like, that's such a good idea.
So much fun.
Is there, I can't remember. I know there's a campaign I listened to that they made this spell. I don't know if it's a real spell that allows you to change a letter per spell. Or a feat or something.
That does ring a bell, to be honest.
But I don't know what it is.
It does ring a bell. But yeah, I've during my vacation this weekend, I dabbled with some colored pencils to make what looked like the back of a card, and then the middle is a big giant whiteout section that says "corrected" on it. So
amazing.
Just not to dive too close into your blame.
Oh no, dive. I love it when people pick up any medium. It's exciting.
It was a nice way to spend the time under a very cloudy Jersey afternoon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the next thing, unless obviously we can put some more Unlife stuff out. But yeah, I'm thinking that might be the next actual thing to move forward.
I think that would be really fun. And then you've also made incredible items in your Lawful Goodwill store that would be fun to put out as like a resource book.
I'm actively working on that. I've got 3 months worth of content for scattered across the stores. It's I would have to add up like how many pages total of content there is. It's probably around 30 pages worth of content total now, but that's still growing. I'm going to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, here is the span of time that makes a 60-page booklet, and say, here's volume one.
Yep.
I'm sorry, catalog one.
Ooh, even better.
Yes. Ah,
Oh, that would do so good in like gaming stores and stuff too.
That's kind of where I'm shooting. That's where I want to land. Yeah.
yeah. And if you figure out how to do the custom cards, like a good way to do that, which we can talk because I might have ideas. You could do that. Your items could also come with a deck of cards, so the DM could hand them their item that they found at the unlawful.
Exactly.
Store.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really good.
That's all lines come together.
Guys, so many amazing things coming from you too. It's just so good. And I just get to sit here and be a part of it, which is so fun. Everything you can find all their stuff at MadelineIllustrated.com, is that right? And then unlifeisgood.com brings you to the apparel store to buy all of their awesome, amazing merch that we have made together as a trio. And TTRPGswag is my handle, and our website, which is what the unlife.com is a part of. Unlifeisgood.com is a part of unlife.com. I don't know what that is. Don't go there. I can't guarantee what's there. But we're having a blast doing it. We're having a lot of fun. We did it. We did a live in a new way, and nothing fully broke. At one point, I got a message from my computer saying, hey, this is a lot. But then it went away. So
hey, it fixed.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It's like a check engine light that didn't turn on the second time. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's fine. So, but thank you for joining me, guys. Thanks for being my guinea pigs in all of this.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody out there who have seen it or will see it. It's good to see you. Good luck out there.